Hello everyone, this is Vortex, and in today's video I just wanted to make a quick update about the upcoming tournament with double evolutions, so you could get at least 15 wins in this challenge. So, as you know, you don't actually have to have any evolutions on your account. In this challenge you have them anyway. So what are the 10 best decks I chose for you? It's not a top 10, but all of them have at least 52/55% win rate. So the deck number 1, obviously, we're gonna have a lot of Hawk plus Earthquake in this tournament, because it already had 2 evolutions. But if before people had to choose between one and another, now you don't. And for the same reason, deck number 2, it's the X-Bow. In my opinion, it will be the most popular deck in this challenge, because it's easy to play and it also had 2 evolutions in it. Deck number 3. So yeah, you can just choose the best deck you play with and go with it. Your best win condition. Deck number 3, it's Hoggies with Earthquake. So it's the deck that Jan77 got the first place in the last season. It also have Archers and the Skellies. You can split them in the bridge, and they also might do a lot of damage. So in the original deck, instead of Archers, it was the Prince, but both of these decks have the same win rate. Deck number 4. So if you play Mortar, this might be your choice. It actually have 4 evolutions in it, but Skellies and Firecracker is the secondary option. Most likely you want to have Knight plus Mortar in it. And yes, so for example, there is some variations of this deck that you also might choose between. They all have the same win rate. It's, for example, the Ice Spirit instead of Spear Goblins, and 4 Goblins instead of Skellies. And also you can change the Firecracker for Prince or an Archer Queen. Deck number 5, it will be my choice to run in this tournament. It's a very scary deck. So yeah, Royal Giant plus Royal Recruits. Another popular decks with high win rate, but again, now you don't have to choose between 2 evolutions, you can have both of them. And there is also 2 options of this deck. So if you want to run a variation with Lightning, you might also choose Archers instead of Royal Recruits as the second evolution, and the Ghost. So yeah, or there is a third option, they all have the same win rate again. It's the deck with Skelly King, Tombstone, and Mother Witch. So yeah, but I'm gonna run this version. Deck number 6, Freeze Balloon. Nothing much to say about it. Yes, it's just a deck with Knight instead of Lumberjack. It also have the same win rate that the deck with Lumberjack. And yes, if you run, like your main win condition is the Balloon Freeze, you can choose this deck for this tournament. Deck number 7 is another Mortar plus Recruits. It's a professional deck that pro players like to use. Yes, and again, you don't have to choose between both evolutions. It's a very scary deck that counters many that I showed you before. Deck number 8. Right now, Goblin Giant have the highest win rate on the ladder. So again, we didn't have a balance change, so they didn't nerf Little Prince, Goblin Giant, Knight, Archers, and all 4 cards are here. Deck number 9 is the Electro Giant, also have 2 evolutions. Amazing deck. And the last deck is a Graveyard with 2 evolutions. And again, you can replace Bats with Archers, but Bats is the main card in this deck, and even without the evolution, it was a strong deck with 54% win rate. So the decks I would not recommend to play in this tournament is, of course, the classical Logbait, because all of the previous decks counter it, and I think it's gonna be a lot of like these decks in this tournament or X-Bows, so you don't want to play against it. Also, you don't want to play Sparky and the classical Graveyard. because any deck that has archers plus little prince, like here, or the Xbox deck also counters graveyard. Like all of these cards counter graveyard. You don't want to play it in this challenge. The deck you might want to play here, if this is your main deck, is the bridge spam. Because bridge spam have 45/55% win rate against all of these decks. So it's slightly better against the X-Bow. Here it's like 50-50, so yeah, it's 50% win rate against all of them. The classical bridge spam. And yeah, if you want to choose this deck, you probably want to go just with the archers. You don't have to replace, for example, a ghost with the knight. It's yeah, you don't actually need 2 evolutions in this deck. And yes, in my opinion, the most popular will be the X-Bow, and the highest win rate will have this deck. So yeah, this will be my choice, like this and number 5, because it has the bowler plus Nado and cannon to counter all of the Hoggies and Hogs decks, and yeah, it just counters everything in like this video that I showed you. So yeah, my opinion will be that the deck with the Electra Giant will be the number 1, and deck with Hoggies will be the number 2. But you might want to wait a couple of days to see the actual win rate on Royale API. So yeah, and you might choose to run this challenge a couple of days later, but I'll play it in 5 hours. So again, thank you for watching this video. I just wanted to make a quick update, and have a nice day.